Hello everyone, welcome to Tim Reviews Everything. Guys, if you're not subscribers to the channel, if you could do that, I'd really appreciate it. Hit the notification bell. I don't have any set days when I post videos, so hitting the notification bell is going to let you know when I post a video. Guys, leave comments on any of my videos if you have any questions about my reviews, and give me a thumbs up. Hey guys, if you don't like the video, give me a thumbs down. You don't have to like all my content. No hard feelings. So today's review is going to be on my job. I am a warehouse worker. I have been a warehouse worker for almost 23 years now. And basically, I have been seeing a lot of these places hiring, that are case pickers, order selectors, case pickers, warehouse selectors. Any of those names that you hear is basically the entry-level job when you're coming into these warehouses. I do work for a warehouse that is a union. It's from what I could see, non-union unions basically the same. The non-union, the more experienced people are getting the different types of jobs. So it doesn't matter if you're going into a union job or a non-union job, you are probably going to be a case selector, case picker, whichever you want to call it. So today I want to go over the whole process of it. The reason what made me think about doing this is because at our work, we get people that come in, they last a day, 3 days, a week, 2 weeks. The revolving door has always been there in the warehouse atmosphere, but as of lately, in the last couple years, it has been quick. I mean, it's been quick. These people come in and they're gone. So I'm thinking like they are just not getting an idea of what this is all about. So I figured I'd do a little introduction here, what to expect on your first day and what you're going to be doing. So let's get to it. So right off the get, guys, on your first day, you're going to walk in, you're going to get greeted by a trainer, you're going to get greeted by management and possibly some other team members. You're going to go walk the warehouse if you did not do so on orientation, and you're going to get a little dose of reality of what you're going to be doing. Anyone that you see on a pallet jack throwing boxes onto the pallets is what you're going to be doing. The forklift operators that you see driving around, or any type of other various jobs, clamp machines in our warehouse, we have clamp machines and different things. You are not going to be doing those jobs for years to come. You will be case selecting for quite some time to come. So you're going to go tour the warehouse, and then you're going to go train on the equipment. At our warehouse, we train on equipment for day one. This is a double pallet jack. We do have single pallet jacks too. Guys, the pallets is this. This is a pallet or a skid, people call them. And this is what goes on the back of your forks, and this is what you're stacking your product on. So back to the double pallet jack. This is what you're going to be training on for the whole entire day. And it is, it could be very dangerous. So it's very important that you are trained properly on this equipment. Another piece of equipment that you're going to be getting trained on the second day at our work usually is the Vocalex system. This is, basically what a lot of warehouses are using. They use this, and some warehouses still use stickers, and some use both, where you're actually putting a sticker on every case you select. The Vocalex system, you're going to train all your words, you're going to train your numbers, and you are going to use this to select. This is going to tell you what aisle to go to, what pick location to go to, how many to select. It's going to tell you what door to stage it at when you're done. Basically, this thing is on your head every day, all day, telling you exactly what to do. And on that selection, guys, you're on a standard system. You have to throw 100% at our building when you're a new team member. Guys, 100% at one warehouse could be very different from 100% on another warehouse. It all depends on what that warehouse did for their time studies and how they came up with their numbers. I know back in the day, whenever I threw 100%, it was cakewalk compared to what they do now. We only had to select one store. Now we're selecting 2 stores. This is one of my orders right here. This is a juice pallet. I work in refrigeration. And this is an order that I did, and you could see there were 2 very big pallets. Well, when we used to have one store, we used to get 2 small pallets, which was very manageable, was nice. But as you can see from a distribution standpoint of view, they are trying to take up as much room on that truck as possible. Less trucks that go out, the more money they save. So we are now selecting 2 stores at one time, which a lot of warehouses do. You got your Alpha Bravo pallet, that's the front pallet, and you got your Bravo pallet, that's the back pallet. And so this is 2 stores. This is 2 stores getting ready to be wrapped in our wrap machine and shipped out to the store. This is a potato pallet. Once again, guys, you can see these bags of potatoes are 50 pounds. And you know, sometimes it's very grueling work. I mean, obviously this is probably during a holiday, Thanksgiving or whatever, when potatoes are going out heavy. But you know, normally you're not throwing, you know, 50 bags of potatoes every time, but they are 50 pounds a piece. You are throwing a lot of weight. In our warehouse, you could throw up to about 80, you know, pounds per, you know, for a case. Not a lot of cases are that heavy, but now that labor standard that I talk about, guys, you know, at the end of the week, you have to be at 100%. You know, they do give incentives for throwing over 100%, but in my opinion, it's not even worth it. Because guys, you're going to be doing this day in and day out. Do the job that you need to do and be done with it. You know, so you can throw like an 80% one day and 90% another day, and maybe like on Wednesday, you know, there's not a lot of people they're selecting. So you want to utilize that day for throwing a 120. You know, you want to throw your hardest on that day. People get a pattern set up to, you know, how they throw things. Some people, the first day of the week, they just go crazy and throw like, you know, a 150. So they know they're good for the rest of the week. You know, you learn a different strategy as you progress in the warehouse. But when you first start, in your first training at our work, you get 8 weeks, and possibly you could even get more as long as you are close to hitting your goals. Guys, you need to focus on building your pallets. When, you know, back to this juice pallet right here, you want to make sure everything is as square as possible and making the job as easy as possible. The less touches you get per case, the faster you're going to do your order. I see this all the time where people come in and they just constantly want to make their times. How fast can I go? Can I make my times? Guys, don't worry about those times. I'm telling you right now, if you learn how to build your pallets first, I don't care if it takes 3-4 weeks, learn how to build your pallets. If you learn a strategy on how to build your pallets first, the time is going to come, I promise you. Learn safety on the equipment first and learn how to build your pallets. Another thing is forced overtime. Guys, at these warehouses, you get forced overtime a lot. Our new team members get forced in early, they get forced late. It's not on a daily situation, but it can be during holidays and obviously during this pandemic. People at our warehouse are getting sick, so they're not asked to stay home. And so we are very, you know, lacking employees. So these new team members, because we're a union shop, they force from the bottom up. And, you know, it's just, you know, it could be very grueling hours. You could work anywhere between 8 to 16 hours a day. At our warehouse, you start off around $15 an hour, and I'm making around 25 bucks an hour at top rate. But our healthcare is really good. So it compensates for a lot lower rate than what some warehouses make 30 plus an hour. But we do, that's one of the bonuses, is having good healthcare and 401k match. A lot of companies do that too. So that's another bonus. So that's one thing to look forward to. Another thing, when you first start off as a new team member, guys, at our building, you get 6 call-offs per year. You're allowed to call off 6 times per year, and you're allowed to take 5 tardies per year. That's either showing up to work late or leaving work early, a combination of the both. And after 60 days, you pick up a vacation day. You have to work full weeks of the holiday week to pick up a personal holiday for that week. And after a year being there, you get like a week's vacation. So your first year is very taxing. I mean, you're there for a long time, you're working long hours, and you get very little time off. So back to the selection, guys. You know, you've seen a couple of my pallets that I selected. So you see what they can look like whenever they're done. This is just off of random video online. As you can see, this is very similar to our warehouse. You're picking below racks like he's doing right here, and you're picking on high, you know, above shoulder level sometimes, like here. The case he's selecting is right up front, but as you can see, the cases get stripped, so they're back. So you have to use a case hook that is on our jacks at our place, and you have to hook the product and bring it down. It's all time consuming. That's why I said it's very important to build your pallets, because the less touches that you have on your pallets, the quicker you're going to move. And you hear all the time that warehouses are fast-paced. You know, that goes for 2 things. One, the standard I'm talking about, because you have to move at a fast pace to make that standard. And the other one is just the whole entire atmosphere inside the warehouse. Guys, you got to remember, every high lift that you see, pretty much every high lift you see, pretty much everyone on a double pallet jack, and in our warehouse, we got some people on single pallet jacks, they're all on a time standard. So you got to remember, everybody is trying to make a time, okay? Everyone is trying to do a job there, and it could be very chaotic at times. We get a lot of people that are so inexperienced on the equipment that don't even need to be making their time standard because they're still within their grace period of learning how to do the job, and they're flying around on the equipment like a bunch of idiots. I'm just telling you right now, learn to build your pallet before you start worrying about those times. So the longevity, can you make a career out of this? I believe not. Not anymore like it used to be, guys. I get the bonuses or good health care and a good pay rate, and the longer you work there, you get a lot of days off that are much needed at a place like this. But at the same aspect, guys, they are making the job harder and harder and harder for a case selector as time goes on, and it's just insane. I mean, they literally will let anybody be a case selector anymore. I'm not trying to be rude, but case selection is not for everyone. And we used to have standards back in the day, but we just cannot get people to work at these warehouses anymore, is how I feel. If it's happening at our warehouse, I'm sure it's happening at a lot of warehouses where you just cannot get people to come in. You can't get the good quality work like you used to. But these jobs are up for, there's a lot of people hiring right now for these warehouse jobs. I recommend either you're in shape or you are a younger person that can handle working long hours and throwing a lot of weight per day. I'm not saying that you can't do it if you're not older. I mean, we have people that are more than capable that come in, in their 40s and they do a job like this. But once again, guys, I just think it should be for a short period of time. Have a plan. Do not come into this place and just freelance and, get used to the overtime like a bunch of guys do at our work and do crazy stuff with their money. Do not make a career out of this, in my opinion. Come in, do what you need to do. Get forced your overtime, make a lot of money, pay off your debts, do what you need to do, and then move on to another job, because you are going to be case selecting for many years to come. So guys, that's it for today. I'm not trying to scare anybody away from doing this type of job. Like I said, I believe it just should be a short-lived job. Come in, make a lot of money, do what you need to do with your finances, and get out. I just think that if you stay at a place like this for the amount of time that you got to case select, it is just not healthy for your body. It really isn't. So that's it for today, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this review. Any comments, that you have, any questions, leave them in the comment section, and I will try to answer any of them that I can. I hope you guys have a good day. I'll see you later.